So let's go ahead to the third issue, which is the most nefarious. You've got a mysterious error. There's no logs. There's no issue that you can see. The error was reported by an end user. You're launching the product tomorrow, and now you need a hot fix. So let's have a look at what that looks like. So I've loaded up the application again. Let me log in here, and we'll go through and look at a typical use case where we have something to do in the accounts page, and I want to sort by key customer, and boom, we have this problem. So, once again, we have a nasty problem that's popped up, and I really don't understand, or I have a very little information. So a lot of times what people will do is they will send you stack traces. So I'm going to show something pretty cool here, which is related to what happens if all I have is a stack trace. Now, stack trace oftentimes is going to be nice. It's going to give you a decent amount of information, but it may not be, all the information that you want or need. So let's go ahead and paste that guy in there. And let's say this is a problem. Don't know what I did. So let's log this guy, create that marker. So, all right, so that's been created now. Now I have this guy captured. What I know that I can do is actually see this in the markers view. Let's actually go ahead and close this guy out. And here's the actual problem. I don't know what I did. I can open this guy up, and we actually see that screenshot once again, as well as the actual stack trace. So let me go over to Eclipse and see what we can do now that we have very little information. So I'm going to actually quickly stop this guy. Where are we? Okay, I'll stop this guy, and let's go back to our recording. So here are the recordings that we have. So we've just made this recording, and we can see that in this recording we had, once again, 3 user sessions captured, probably the logins and the log off that I did, and then we had one specific that we ran through, and once again we had this 500 error. So if I say to this, we can see that I had a 500 error on the all accounts page, and what I want to do is actually let's have a look at the logs. So I'm going to say show me the logs from the application. We can see very few log messages that were captured here in this particular application. So I don't really see anything in the logs that are helpful to me. And if I flip over to the markers and I have a look at all the markers for this, well, I actually have some here, but let's skip over that for a moment and look at an issue where I don't actually have anything that's going to help me get back to this problem. Well, luckily, what we can do is we have this ability to actually amplify lots of different types of data. I'm going to talk about log message amplification for the moment, and we'll have a look at what can happen now if I want to say, I didn't have debug logging turned on, so I don't really understand the problem well enough, but I know that I can go back and get it by clicking amplify. So I'll click this amplify. Oh, and yes, I'll do that. So I'll click amplify, and we'll let this guy run and actually go back and capture those recordings, or excuse me, capture those log messages that we really want to see. And what that's going to do actually is replay this recording and go ahead and actually run the actual code with debug logging turned on. And now that is complete. And if I go back to my logging view, you can see we have a lot more logs now. So let me just actually flip up here. So we have a lot more logs than we did a moment ago. And so if you recall, we only had level 3 logging, and we had a log come in from a different logger. So here I now have an error message that was actually hidden previously because it was being suppressed by the application because of my log level settings. Well, now I can actually see that. I can see that there was an error message, and I can see that if I turn up to level 4, that leading up to that specific error message, I actually was navigating through to a specific point in my application. So you can see here all the pages that we were accessing leading up to this problem. And I ultimately ran into this error. So let me throw a breakpoint on that. We can see we were on the all accounts page right before we had this error. And let me turn that up to actually level 7. And now at level 7, I can actually see all the database calls that were made. And let me throw a breakpoint on that. So I can see right before we had this error, we were on this particular, trying to make a query into the database using this SQL statement. And so I have a lot more information. But you recall that what the user sent me was a stack trace. So let me show you something that is a new feature we've added, which now is going to allow me to simply paste that stack trace into my Java stack trace console. This is a built-in feature in Eclipse. And the observant among you will have noticed that there is an actual link here called replay. And what that link allows me to do by simply clicking on it is download the recording relating to this problem. I don't have to have anything on my machine. It'll automatically download this recording, replay it on my machine, and bring me right back, once again, to the root cause of that problem in my source code. And it's already done. So here we are now, actually replaying, and we can see that we're in the All Accounts page. Try to make this larger for everyone. We're actually in the All Accounts page. Let this guy continue to run. Here's my exception that I just clicked on, was that link, and it's brought me back to the exact line of code responsible for that exception. And so you can see, once again, with just that stack trace in this case, I was able to get right back to this exact point of failure in my code. I was able to amplify logs that I didn't have previously. I'll let that run again. We can see, once again, we are caught broken exactly at the point in the code where the problem happened. And here I can see the actual message that was output. And here, if I look at my message, we can see that we have the servlet JSP throwing an exception. I have my stack trace. I can actually see everything I need to see to now fix this problem back in the code. And so very, very useful. That's the third demo to show everybody, 3 different types of problems that can be used to run right back to the root cause in the code. Once again, we have that problem we can see here that was captured along with all the actual stack traces also included in this particular marker. So, we're trying to show here, Grover, 3 specific real-world use cases and some real new interesting techniques that are now available with this recording system to help you really quickly get back to the root cause of these problems by, jumping to exceptions that have been automatically tagged, by amplifying log messages. So if I have my application running at log level 2 output, I can go back and dig down to debug level logging and actually get that, and of course run back to it right in Eclipse. If I have exceptions that are thrown, I'll see those here, and I can actually see, if I drill down into all these transactions, I can just see, show me any error transactions that happened. Run back to those. Show me what happened in the code. Set a breakpoint on these transactions and show me where I was in the software.
Thank you, Jonathan. We still have lots of questions about is there a recording? There will be a recording available. It's probably need to be out tomorrow, Friday, or Monday. We will send a full recording with audio and video.